Well, hi there, and welcome to Community Storytelling. I'm Lissa Kreisler. So many stories you have heard and you will hear, but I guarantee you will never hear another story like this one today. I am sitting with a centurion. A centurion. That means she's 100 years old. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. And her name is Dorothy Smith. And Dorothy, you are beautiful. I'm trying to think, let's see, maybe 72, 73.
Well, that's nice.
You have no wrinkles.
Look a little closer.
I am looking very close. I'm sitting right next to you. You are absolutely beautiful.
Well, that's a surprise.
To nobody. To nobody. So when did you turn 100?
On July 21st.
Oh.
Well, of course, I was born in 1917.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
Los Gatos.
And what was the name of the hospital then? Do you know?
Well, we were all born at home.
Is that how they did things in 1917?
Yes.
So did your mom have somebody helping her give birth?
Yes. My grandmother was Elmira Purviance. She lived on University Avenue in Los Gatos.
Yes.
And my grandmother was known in Los Gatos as Mother Purviance because she had a knack of healing people. And people used to hire her to come in and take care of them because people just got well when she took care of them. And
so she didn't need any help in delivering you.
Well, that I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And how old were your parents when they passed on? Do you remember?
Oh, let me see. My mother was 76.
Young, but maybe not back then.
Well,
that was a long life back then.
It was, and she was expected. The reason they came to Los Gatos was because of my mother's health as a child. The family lived in Nebraska, and my great-grandmother had lots of farms back there. And when my mother got, fever, not yellow fever, but...
what was it?
It was a common thing.
Yes, and I can't remember it either. Okay, well, she got that fever.
The doctor said she would never survive another eastern winter. So that's when my great-grandmother sold all the farms, and they had a lot of property in Nebraska. Anyway, and she brought the family to Los Gatos because at that time they thought that someplace in Egypt, nobody's ever told me where, and Los Gatos had the best climate for people who had problems with their on their chest, and that was certainly my mother, but she suffered with her entire life. But anyway, and so
then she lived a very long time.
She did, and that
must have had a great life.
It was really surprising because she was in ill health her entire life, really.
Yes, but 76 back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what our time is now. I think they say we're in the late 70s or something we live to, on average.
Really?
On average.
Oh.
I mean, you're better than average. Look at you.
Well,
you're excellent.
I don't know.
Well, we know. We're looking at you, and you are absolutely amazing. So now, where did you grow up in Los Gatos?
My grandmother, well, at first it was my great-grandmother, had a big house on University Avenue. And you wouldn't know where the old grammar school was on University Avenue.
It was Old Town. What is now Old Town.
What is now Old Town. Okay.
Yes.
Well, there's Old Town and one little street, and then there was a house on the corner, and then the next house was a big house, was my great-grandmother's house, and next to that was my aunt and uncle's house. And I grew up pretty much at 112 University Avenue.
Wow.
Because that was where my grandmother lived, and that was sort of the center of our family, was my great-grandmother's house.
Is that house still there? Do you ever drive by?
No, it's not there. And do you know that house, and then the house next to it with my aunt and uncle lived there. And my uncle offered that house to me for $20,000, and I didn't take it.
Mistake.
Yes,
A mistake.
exactly.
A mistake. So you went to Los Gatos High School. What
Oh,
year
yeah.
did you graduate?
1934.
And you had a very famous friend, if I did my research
Oh, yes,
correctly.
yes, yes.
And-
Olivia de Havilland.
Olivia de Havilland.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And did you know at some point that she was going to be a star?
Well, we always knew that Olivia, yes, was going to be a star somewhere because we had a dramatic club at Los Gatos High School, and of course she was always the star in everything that she did. She was the star. And I usually played the part of the maid somewhere where you couldn't find her, you know.
Yeah.
But no, she was always a fine actress.
Do you stay in touch with her? Because,
Oh, yeah.
now wait a second. She's 101.
Yeah.
And you're 100. What's that about?
Well, she's a year older than I am.
Yes.
Yes. And
But you were in the same class as her. Did you skip a grade?
No. I didn't skip a
think
grade.
you did skip a grade.
No.
No? We'll do some research on that one.
Yeah, but if I did, please let me know because I'm not aware of it.
I think you did. I think you skipped 4th grade and you went to 5th grade. I think you did.
No.
It's something for you to Google when you go home.
I was going to say, where did you find that?
Oh, you know, I do my research.
Yeah, I guess
I
you
know
do.
everything.
Okay.
So you went to Los Gatos High School,
Yeah.
graduated in 34,
Yeah.
and we've got the reunion book, and we're going to show your picture. It's fabulous, and we'll show Olivia's too.
Yeah.
I don't think she would mind.
Oh, no.
And where'd you go to college?
San Jose State.
My alma mater.
Yeah,
My
sure,
alma mater.
of
What
course.
did you major in?
Commercial. I was in the business end of
Yeah.
that's what I majored in, and they had a big typing contest at state, and I won the contest, and I won a typewriter. First
You
thing
won a typewriter.
I won a typewriter. The first time I ever won anything.
I don't think it was an IBM back then, was it?
No.
I think it was
No.
some other kind.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not an IBM selector.
No, no.
Because what year was that? Like 1935, 36?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you have seen so much happen.
Oh, yes.
I mean, what? I mean, you lived through the war. Where did you meet your husband?
At San Jose State.
But he went to Stanford, right?
Well, yes, he did. Yeah.
Yes, but you met him at like a dorm party or something?
Well, I met him in a class on accounting. He sat across from me in that class and used to tease me and stuff.
Yeah.
And at that time, San Jose State had noon dances where the tower is, you know,
Yes.
right there. And so I used to go over and watch them dance. And there he was, and he was a very good dancer.
I bet he was.
Yeah, and so, as I say, we sat across from each other, and I joined a sorority, and when the pledge dance came up, I thought, who do I know to invite to this? And I thought of Burton. So I went up, you know, and I said, would you like to take me to a dance? And he said yes. And so that was the beginning of the end.
Oh, my goodness. Where did you get married?
We were married at home on South 13th Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
right near the campus.
Yep.
Right near the
Yeah.
campus. Unbelievable. And how many years were you married?
Oh my gosh, how many years were we married?
Well, let's see. What year did you get married?
Oh, I should remember.
You know what? You were married a long time.
Oh, yes.
You were married a very long time.
I know that.
How old was he when he passed? Do you know? Was it a long time ago?
Yes, he was 80,
80.
86 or something.
Wow.
And the sad part about Burton's death was that nobody ever knew that he was sick, and I don't think he even knew that he was sick. He developed, you know, the esophagus
Yeah.
is very elastic,
Yeah.
you know, and apparently he got something with that,
Yeah.
but he never, ever, to the day he died, complained about any pain or anything else.
And I'm guessing you don't either.
Well,
I'm guessing you don't
well,
either. I mean, you. How many children did you have?
two.
2, and then you got your son is out there, Ron, and then you've got how many grandchildren?
2.
And how many great-grandchildren?
2.
Well, that makes it easy to remember birthdays,
Yes,
right?
sure.
And everything.
Yeah.
But 4 generations.
Yeah.
Are you all in Los Gatos?
No.
No? But you all get together. I know you got together for your 100th.
Oh, yes.
Because that's
Oh,
pretty
yes.
darn special.
And the family gave me a big party. It really was a wonderful, wonderful party.
Well, you certainly deserve it. What do you remember? 100 years, Los Gatos. What do you remember most about Los Gatos growing up here?
What do I remember the most?
Yeah, was there a place that you loved to hang out in? A place you loved to maybe go eat at? Maybe you just love being, at Los Gatos High School, loved Los Gatos High School. Anything that really stands out in your mind?
Well, there's so many things. It's hard to
I bet. Well,
think
give me a
about.
couple. What comes to your mind? Anything?
Well, you mentioned Olivia de Havilland,
Yeah.
and she was a friend, and she was always very friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
She was, and she used to occasionally have parties because she lived over in Saratoga, and so I used
Across the border.
Yeah,
We said across the border. Yes.
yeah, right. And so, we used to go to parties once in a while, and her sister Joan
Yes.
Fontaine.
Yes. And you knew Joan too.
Oh, yeah.
Was she the nice sister? No.
No, she
We've
was-
read about Joan.
Yeah, if you knew anything about Joan really wanted to be Olivia, is what really, she really did. She did everything Olivia did, but Joan didn't have very good health, and she was sick a lot. She was not in school a lot. On the other hand, Olivia was strong as a horse, She was
Yes.
very-
Well, look at her.
Yeah.
101.
Exactly.
Are you ever in touch with her now?
Not now anymore. She used to periodically she would come over, but she doesn't do it very much anymore. Well, at least if she does, I don't know about it. But Marion Silker and Olivia
Yes.
and I were good friends.
Oh my God! You got a little gossip for us? Did you guys ever get in trouble together?
No, we
Ever
never
stay
got-
out past
we-
curfew.
Never,
Nothing.
never.
You were the good kids.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were the good kids.
I guess so.
I love your stories. Unbelievable. Have anything else that will shock me?
That was shocking. Let me see. No, in those days, people didn't do a lot of the stupid things they do today.
I know, that is so true.
Yeah,
Although
and-
my dad did a few stupid things.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. He did. So, did you ever think you would live to be 100?
Never occurred to me that I'd ever live to be 100.
mean,
Never even thought about it. No.
And you are in fabulous health, and you have no idea how beautiful you are and how young you look. So, what do you do every day?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Well, of course, now my life has changed completely.
Well, I think you deserve to be a little slower.
Well, actually, my 2 sons talked me into selling my house or getting out of and going someplace because I was getting so old. And
Not really, but okay, they said
well,
that
I
to
was,
you.
but
Yeah.
I kept saying no. I'm staying in my house until I die. And then I had an accident, and it was a crazy accident. I fell out of bed one night. I ended up on my face on the floor. Now,
Oh,
and
and see, so
it
your
was-
sons were right.
yeah,
So now that you're someplace where you're with people,
yeah,
and God forbid anything would ever happen, somebody would know it immediately.
exactly.
So
yeah.
your sons are smart. You taught them well.
Well,
You taught them well.
I didn't really want to move, but finally Ron and Scott both convinced me that I was getting older.
Older, that's a better
Older,
word. I like
right?
that.
Yes, and that I lived alone, and that something might happen after this accident where I ended up in
Yeah.
the hospital, and that I should be, if I wasn't careful, I'd end up in a nursing home. When I heard the words nursing home, I thought, well, maybe you should do something.
Yes, the step before that. And
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to need a nursing home.
Well,
Do you read the newspaper? Do you watch TV? Do you go on the computer? Go on the computer. That's silly. Do you go on the computer?
oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You have your own computer?
Yeah.
What do you look up? What do you do?
Well, I'll tell you what. When the most interesting part of my life was, we spent a year in Iran.
Really? What were you doing there?
My husband, we had a business, and when he sold that, my husband was in the motion picture business, not behind the cameras, but anyway, he finally got rid of the business, and a friend of his in Hollywood was just leaving Iran, and he ran into Burton in London one time, and he said he was going to leave Iran, and asked Burton if he would be interested, because it was the same job.
Wow.
So Burton came home, and we talked about it, and I said, well, sure, why not? We don't have to do. So he took a contract with the Iranian government.
Wow.
And his job was to go over and bring their motion picture business up to date. And they had all of this, as he found out later, these big buildings and all this, but they really didn't know anything about motion pictures. And so anyway, we decided, fine, let's go take a contract for 2 years, which he did. So we went to Iran. And that was by far the most interesting part of my life.
I bet.
Because, who knew we were going to end up in the middle of a revolution?
Yes.
And that's what happened.
But you were safe.
Well, yes and no. I mean, we had to escape from Iran, really.
You did?
Yes, we did. We had to get out, and the government just, they paid Burton off, but that was the end of it. They didn't take care of us getting, out, and we just had to find our own way.
You have had such a life.
Yeah.
Such a life.
So that's what, when you mentioned the computer, that's what I'm doing now. I'm writing the story of our life in Iran.
So we're going to have a book from you.
Yeah.
And you're writing it.
Yeah.
At the age of 100.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you finish that book, you're coming back and you're going to see me, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Whenever that happens, you're coming back. You are the most amazing woman, and I hope you live to 125.
Oh, I'm not sure I want to do that.
I don't know. The
I
way
don't
you're
sure.
going, I don't know. You are just delightful.
Thank you.
And you just look fabulous.
Well, thank you.
And you you have 4 generations.
Yes.
Not many people get to say that.
Well,
And what do your grandkids call you?
Gigi.
All right, Gigi.
Okay.
All right, because you have a Kleenex, and my grandmother, who I called Grandma, she always had a Kleenex with her. So you made me feel right at home today.
Oh, good,
And I hope I made you feel at home too.
You certainly did.
You are delightful.
Actually, when Ron,
You could just keep on talking.
when Ron talked about this, I thought, oh, that's, And then I got to thinking, gee, maybe somebody that I was in my same class might be there.
Well, we're going to send this to Olivia.
Oh, good.
We will send this to Olivia
wonderful.
and say, see, you're not the only star.
Oh, wonderful.
There you go. You are
Wonderful.
delightful.
I found out the other day, I was going through, when I moved, I had all these letters from Olivia, which I still have.
Unbelievable.
Anyway.
Save those.
Yeah.
Save those. We'll put them on eBay for you.
Okay.
We'll make
That's-
you rich if you're not
that's good,
already.
yeah.
We'll put them on eBay.
Okay.
I'm telling you, all the stuff you have just learned. Is she not delightful? Dorothy Smith, I love you. You're fabulous, and you just stay healthy and stay well.
Thank you.
And your sons made the smartest choice for you. They really did. Huh?
Well.
See, doesn't everybody have a story? Do you have one? KCAT.org. That's how you nominate yourself or somebody you want us to interview. And thank you for being with us today at KCAT TV 15.